Testing 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. You think we're ready?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to our podcast,
Welcome.
Delusionally Audacious. I said it.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
She remembered.
I have a really hard time remembering the title of our podcast. Just so you get to know our voices, I'm Havilah.
I'm Katie.
And we're just two girls who are trying to change up our lives.
Literally.
Let's make a podcast talking about it so that people get like a front row seat.
And you don't need to implode your lives like we're about to.
Like we did.
Truly.
So much change within 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, same. Mine is smaller.
So we'll get to that. It's a lot of really exciting things, but also in the moment, am I tempted to become a chain smoker? Yes, I am. But I have not.
Fair enough.
And that is what counts.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
You go to the gym instead, which is a way healthier coping mechanism.
I do. If you ever catch me sprinting, know that it's not a desire to run. I am running away from all of my issues.
Or running off the rage.
But I think that's why people run. I have yet to meet a runner who runs for funsies. They're literally running from their demons.
When I run, I'm running because everything else fades away. And it helps me see clearer.
Are you a health coach? What the heck? Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but even when I'm angry, the like physical activity dulls my like I'm so angry or whatever.
Well, you get like an actual
like
what's it called when you get the like
is it
dopamine rush?
Yeah.
So it's like a legitimate reason
Yeah.
why you. I mean that is why I love to work out. Is it?
Yeah.
It helps me like actually work through my day. On Sunday, I went to the gym. This is a perfect example. I was rage-esque. Just a girly full of rage. Went to the gym, but I didn't have the right clothing to like actually work out. So I was like,
She was in a bodycon dress, guys.
Yes, I was in a bodycon. Okay, first of all,
athleisure bodycon, but
yes,
bodycon nonetheless.
That is summer. You just put on a bodycon. That's
go
all
to the gym.
That's all I do. I just go to the gym in a bodycon. I'm gonna hit up the sauna, maybe a little steam room. It'll be perfect. No one's there on Sunday nights. Okay. I'm in the sauna for approximately 3 minutes, and someone starts rage singing in the shower so loud that it's coming all the way through, seeping into my sauna time. And it's not even a full song. It was literally one phrase. Blackbird singing in the dead of night, but out of tune.
How long?
How long? For literally, I kid you not, 40 minutes straight. I thought it would end.
In my mind, I picture you like standing up, like putting your hands up, like what is happening?
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
but like kind of walking in place, like do I go, do I stay?
I literally paced in the sauna. I was like, with my little towel on my head, I was like, I was so mad. I felt like such an old person. I was like, is this how old people feel when they see like young adults? They're like, you're just so loud.
That image you just gave me was like Seven Dwarfs.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Just like
the rage of all seven. Yeah. No, for sure. It wasn't my hottest moment.
No, but comedy gold, I'm sure.
I guess I've reached my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I got a reward. They're my little pin. It's like you are officially old and don't like loud noises.
Especially when you're overstimulated already.
How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. Got a job. Got contracted out to train some sound techs. So excited about that. It's decent gig. Guys, I've been trying to get my real ID for a little while now.
I love on social media, I've seen so many videos that are like doing literally anything but getting your real ID. Like literally everyone's
the past several years. I went 2 weeks ago, found out my birth certificate, not my real birth certificate, was like a copy or something. I didn't know. So I called my mom, called her up. I was like, hey, do you have like my birth certificate? I know you just moved across the country, but surely you know where my important document is.
So they know everything.
She didn't. She was like, oh, I gave that to you years ago. And I was like, impossible.
Surely you did not.
Impossible. I have copies. So she was like, no, good luck. You have to order one. Guys, I was born in California. I now live in Missouri, and I was like, how do you even get a birth certificate? I didn't know. I'm also 33. I should know that, I think. I don't know.
But like, no.
I guess no. I got mine 7 days, 7 business days, one full week. They scanned my original birth certificate into the computer. So my copy is just on white paper. their copy. The only difference, it literally looks like somebody Xeroxed it onto a piece of fancy paper with a notary.
Dead.
So it's like this full printer-sized fancy document, and my little birth certificate scan in like the middle, just printed out.
So official.
It looks like a forgery.
Wow. They're like, actually, this is a forgery.
It looks fake. My little dinky copy looks more official than this.
That's weird.
But got my real ID today. Took
Wow.
an hour. My DMV employee, she looked like Susan Sarandon.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know how to describe her to you.
Great.
You could look her up.
No, that sounds too hard, honestly.
But she hooked me up because I brought in all the right documents, but one of my pieces of paper didn't have an issue date. So she was like, do you have anything else? And I said, I have my credit card statement like on my phone. And she goes, perfect. Email me the front page. I'll print it so we can do it. And I said, thank you. Bless that DMV employee. I did not want to go back a third time. Also, I have a trip in 2 weeks. If you wondered what kind of person I am, chaotic.
Yep.
That is the kind that I am a little bit.
We
so
just operate best under pressure.
it's true. I am a professional procrastinator.
Yeah.
Going on a trip in less than 2 weeks. Hope it comes in 5 business days, not 10.
Okay, so on the story of procrastinating, did I ever tell you about my passport when I just went to Cyprus?
No.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, so I just didn't want to renew it. I was under 6 months of it being about, so less than 6 months it was going to expire. So I looked up the rules to get into Cyprus, and it has to be 3 or more months from expiration. So I was like, okay, and mine was at 4. So I was like, I literally was at 27 days within the limit. So we show up, it's literally 4 a.m. We show up to the airport, and we're already all a little nervous because we had to take, I was traveling with 2 friends, and we had to take some oversized luggage that we knew was just going to be complicated to take. So we're all just a little like, ooh, it's a little early, and we're a little stressed. So I scanned my passport, denied. I haven't even left my city yet. I scanned it again, denied. So the guy working the thing is like, you have to go to the counter and talk to them. I go to the counter.
Not the counter.
They're like, hi, your passport is about to expire. You can't travel with this. And I was like, I looked up the rules.
Actually, I can.
I said, I looked up the rules, and to get into Cyprus, I need more than 3 months, and it's at 4. As we're going back and forth, someone behind me, a stranger, goes, Havilah? Is there a Havilah here? I turn around. This rando woman is holding my social security card that I had dropped on the floor. I didn't even know I had it with me. She goes, is this yours? And I was like, you could have stolen my identity.
Literally could have stolen your whole life.
Literally my whole life. So I literally, like, tears in my eyes, I was like, thank you. She was like a mom, like my mom's age. Like, she literally looked at me like she was so concerned.
What a mom.
I took my social, I tucked it in my pocket. I literally was like, I guess I'm taking this internationally. Like, I have to
It's
keep
coming
in my
with
life.
me to Cyprus. Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a world traveler now. So I literally put it in my pocket. I go back to the counter and I'm like, listen, I have to go on this trip. I have looked up all the rules. I am a law-abiding citizen. Look it up. So they looked it up. Every single airport I went through was
They had to look it up.
Yes, because I was denied at every single airport. But thankfully, I made it. I made it to Cyprus, and I like kissed the soil. And honestly, that was the moment where I was like, I will never travel with a nearly expired passport ever again, because the constant
It's not
stress.
worth it.
No, because the worst one was when it was the last airport getting to Cyprus that they were like really considering not letting me on the plane. And I was like, if I made it across the ocean,
You have to let me go to Cyprus.
yeah, I literally was like, if
please.
I get stuck in Turkey, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh,
Which
no.
I would love to explore Turkey.
Yeah,
but
not by yourself.
not really by myself, because my passport wouldn't let me leave, you know?
Yeah, and then what? Like, do they send you back or?
Yeah, probably. They'd be like, we don't want you.
Yeah, like
Get out. Yeah, so, and then my social is like even more janky because half my name is crossed out with a Sharpie because they spelled it wrong. So then my mom corrected it. One day I should probably like get a new one. I don't even
You
know how that
should,
works.
because there was a woman at the DMV. Okay, also I made like 7 for whatever reason in line. I was surrounded by like 6 other women.
Made friends.
We were a crew.
Of course.
We were chatting,
I'm dead.
laughing the whole time. It was a fun time.
Wow.
But I felt so bad for her. She was like the woman before me. She goes up. She has like a thick envelope. She's trying to get her real ID, and
She brought anything and everything that she might need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's married, divorced. I was so glad that I was single in that line because I needed 4 documents.
Yeah.
Birth certificate, social, 2 forms of verification of my identity. They needed proof of your OG last name. If you were married, marriage certificate. If you were divorced, divorce certificate. If you were remarried, new marriage certificate. And heaven forbid you want to change your name on your license. Yeah. One of the women just wanted to do that. She needed a court order. This poor woman, I guess she has a passport with whatever last name she has been going by. So the government has already basically said, yes, this is your last name. I guess her last name on her birth certificate is her dad's last name. Mm-hmm. She's never gone by it. She doesn't know him. He's since passed. She was like,
she's like, literally,
how do I
tell me
how do I get this real ID? I can't.
That's so stressful.
And I mean, the DMV lady was stumped. She was like, guys,
why does the word stumped?
She was stumped. She was
literally stumped.
She was like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I
don't
know.
When the DMV people don't know, that's when you know you're at.
That was her 5th time back, guys.
Dude.
5th time. Lucky for me, it was only twice.
After 10 years, it's about time.
I was
no time left now, am I right?
I guess I'll switch it. That real ID really got me.
I still need to get it. I'm a little fearful because the last time I went to the DMV, I found out that I owed $1,600 and I just still haven't recovered. Continue to tell me about your week.
So
high and low. What was your high and low?
High is new license.
Congrats.
Low was... guys, I had to mix a harp.
Oh.
I had to mix a service. So last minute, he pulled together a flautist, a harpist.
A flautist?
A flautist.
What is that?
Flute player, a flautist.
Why does it sound like Forrest Gump would say it?
Flautist.
I'm a flautist. That's
he
wild.
Probably would.
Flautist.
Let us know.
It's
I think it's
flower.
Flautist.
Okay,
Flutist, a flute player. I don't know why I'm trying to be fancy. A keys player, a drummer, and a bass player. 3 singers. A lot of harps have so many strings.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they didn't. Didn't have any effects. It was
she's still not stressed.
I haven't mixed a harp in a while, guys. Have mixed harp before, but it's been 10 years. It was okay. I ran it through reverb and delay and compressed it. Not that you know what any of that means. It's fine.
Do you think that harp players believe they're better than everyone else? Because
if I played the harp, I think I would think that I was better than everybody else. I will say it depends on the size of the harp.
Well, a miniature harp, no, you're fake.
Yeah, you're a cherubim. No, a cherub.
You're like a Precious Moments in real life.
Yeah, you're just on a cloud. Yeah. Floating around a big baby.
You can't even convince me you actually know how to play that.
But he did do the and I literally was I just feel like I'm a baby on a cloud somewhere floating around with my arrow.
She's a love baby.
just
ready to shoot people.
Just locked and loaded.
Ready to send some love. Whenever I think of a harp, I always think of, have you seen Gilmore Girls? I think the answer is yes.
I own every season on DVD.
Okay, that's the best piece. Okay, well, I always think in the pilot episode, the girl who played the harp.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Later, did you ever watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yes.
Obsessed with that show, first of all. Anyways, she's then the lead in that as well. Or supporting lead, I guess. And when I connected those dots, I was like, oh my god, I love her.
She also is a real comedian and was in Mad TV.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For a while.
Ugh,
ironic, she's short.
Because she's tiny. Okay, so your low was mixing harp.
My low was mixing harp. What about you? What was your high? What was your low? Tell me about your...
I'm trying to remember. So much happened this week. I blew up my entire life this week.
Yeah, tell us about that a little bit.
The last 2 weeks, I've quit every job that I have.
How many?
I guess it was just 3. Technically, I started a new job.
You lost 3, gained 1.
Trying to gain another.
Yeah.
Broke my lease at my house. I'm packing up and going to Colorado for the summer.
What are you going to do in Colorado?
I'm just going as a hiatus. I got connected with a ranch out there, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to work with them part-time / just ride. And if if none of that happens, I'll literally just pay for lessons.
Okay.
Which I'm like, I don't necessarily need lessons, but it would be helpful if I want to like just go for like even
Lessons are always helpful.
Yeah,
They help you be safe.
Yes. So okay, so high. I went dancing, I went two-stepping, and I'm just always obsessed. I go pretty much every week, but it's literally always my high.
For those of you that don't know, she is a professional dancer. Not exotic.
Not exotic, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you there.
I've noticed when you have like a really like hard week,
Yep.
I've done everything that I hate.
Yep.
I must dance.
I must dance. I must express myself in
I
dance.
must go dance.
It's true. On Friday and Saturday, I worked doubles, and I was like, I have to go dancing this weekend, otherwise I'll lose my mind.
I was so shocked that you actually went, but very proud of
Yeah.
you because I
need it. I
Yeah.
like have to prioritize fun, otherwise I crumble.
same.
So a lot of people, I feel like, a lot of people have made comments of just being like, I mean, first of all, why are you making comments about my life? Leave me alone. But people have asked, like, it just seems really not responsible. And I'm like,
They don't know what type of person you are.
yeah, I'm like, leave me alone. I like to have fun. Is that a crime? Are you the police? Hello?
Did you wake up and go to your jobs? Yes.
Yeah.
Were you still responsible?
Was I on time? Did my new job literally compliment me on my positive customer service?
Honestly, you're just a dope server.
My God.
I know you hate it. But it's the entertainer in you.
Then my low was
Yeah.
probably just the stress of trying to figure it all out and putting the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah,
That was probably my low.
because you're figuring out a move, starting a new job,
Quitting all the other
quitting
jobs.
all the other jobs. Had the meeting where you told your roommates,
Hey, I'm leaving.
"Hey, I'm
Bye.
leaving. So sorry.
And
bye."
like telling my landlord like bye. Yeah, it was a lot of conversations where a lot of people were like, what are you doing? When are you doing it? But why are you going? Which, all fair questions.
Yeah.
I honestly love all the people that I talked to. It's nothing against them. It was more just the energy being spent of like, I have an end goal, and this is kind of, I decided that this summer is the summer of,
Just ride the wave.
no, what's it?
Detour? What?
What is this? No, what? Oh my God, what is it called?
That just looked like weird surfing to me. With not going with the flow.
What's it called? Like in a plot line when it doesn't.
Climax. No. Well, you went up here.
I can see how you got that, but no. What is?
Describe it, please.
It's like a bunny trail.
Oh, side quest.
It's a side quest. Yes.
Side quest. This is
Chef's
the
kiss.
summer of the side quest.
Yes. Before I even decided to go to Colorado, because I have
Yeah.
a theme for every summer. Okay.
Oh.
It's happened for the last like 5 years.
Okay.
So, a couple years ago, I had my Hannah Montana summer, as in I was going back to my country roots, and I was planning on finding a country boy.
Yeah.
Then one summer, I said it's not hot girl summer, it's sweaty girl summer, and I committed to just looking like an ogre the entire summer, and it was great.
Amazing. Were you brown? Did
Oh, I look like a piece of leather in the summer.
you? I love it. People never age.
Amen, sister. Last summer, I can't remember. I think last summer just kind of sucked. And then this summer is my summer of side quests. And then I was like, you know what the perfect side quest is? Colorado. I have approximately, literally 2 weeks from today.
That's crazy. In 13 days, I go to New Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what? I realized? My side quest job literally is the exact length of how long you're gone.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't realize it was that long of a gig. That's cool.
Yeah. 8 weeks.
Wow. Do you like teaching?
I do.
You're like, I hate it, actually.
No, I don't mind teaching. It makes me feel like I know things, which makes me feel good.
That's literally, I've had a bunch of people tell me I need to become like a life coach because I love helping people accomplish their goals and like create steps to do that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't work with people who wouldn't actually solve their problems.
Yeah, I can't deal with, I'm all for, like, if you don't know and you're trying to improve, you're trying.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, you're just trying.
Just please try.
I can handle the just try. I
Yeah.
cannot handle the, I'm being forced to come here. I don't really want to do this.
I highly doubt you'll have people like that. If you learn anything from this episode, just try.
Just try. Honestly, the worst you can do is fail, but here's the thing. Every failure is a learning opportunity. That was like deep, but that's
No,
how I
well,
feel.
I was
That's
actually-
truly how I feel.
I used to see trying as like a very vulnerable action. So even in dance and classes, I would catch myself like not trying as hard as I could because trying is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. Just try.
I used to feel the same way. I've worked a lot on this. Inside, I'm such a perfectionist. If I even thought that I would fail, wouldn't pursue it.
Yep.
If there was any like chance that it wouldn't work, audio is really what taught me to like fail but keep going.
That's so big for you.
Yeah.
Good job, Rush.
Thanks.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's something I'm learning every day too. That's something I've been trying to find. It's okay to say a hobby that I'm not immediately good at. However, I would like to preface that with
Are you naturally good at a lot of things?
I was gonna say I'm naturally not good at a lot of things.
Oh, I am naturally good at a lot of things.
What's that like? Like I literally have worked extremely hard for every talent I have.
That's amazing. I think you forgot something though about your week.
Oh my gosh, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so guys, I went on a date this week.
And I was there.
So it wasn't a one-on-one date. I went on a dating show.
She did.
I don't know, I felt like it needed a song. I went on a dating show and it was iconic. I'll give my point of view and then Katie was actually in the audience, so then she'll give her point of view.
Yeah, I will.
So
100%.
I knew it was a place that I used to work at. They started hosting these live dating shows. And so my ex-coworker texted me and he was like, you have to get on this show. You would run the whole evening. And I was like, first of all, love how much confidence you have in me. Thank you. Second of all, I applied.
He wasn't wrong.
So there was like one dude and then 3 girls and he couldn't see us. So we watched his little 10-minute interview and then we came from the side. Sorry.
We also had Chipotle before this.
So we watched his 10-minute interview and literally all of us were like, oh no, this man kind of sucks.
Kind of is generous.
Just a wet rag of a personality.
I feel bad because he looked really nervous. His responses, like he was trying to be cool, he was nervous, so it came off douchey.
Yeah. Which I'm like, you signed up for a live event. So anyway, I knew going that I wasn't gonna find the love of my life just because this venue is not my brand of person. Like comes to this venue are just like very grungy KC people, and that's just not me. I'd rather find someone at the gym. I'm like, let's do health and wellness the rest of our lives. So he was a wet rag. First of all, it's hard when you're like on a dating show because you want to entertain it enough that there's like actually a show, but not enough for him to pick you.
Yeah. Yes.
So I feel like I played that line pretty well.
You played that line excellently. In the first round, you did so well.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, he's gonna choose you. And I was like, and I'm gonna feel so bad for him because you're gonna say no, but I know you don't want to say no.
I want to make it through the first round, which I did. And the second round, I was like, I have to get cut this round so that he doesn't choose me. And then I have to publicly say no to him in front of an audience. Like, that just sounds terrible. And I did. I got cut on the second round. And I should have been quicker, but I genuinely do not enjoy roasting people.
I know you don't, and I vibe with it a little more.
Yeah, that's fair. So the question was like, what is something that you can do better than him? Which the other girls had great responses. One girl was like, I've been classically trained in voice for like 15 years, so I can sing better than you. She was like karaoke for sure, and I was like, what a badass. And the other girl was like Mario Kart, and I was like, oh my god, you're so cool, can we be friends? And then it got to me, and I just sat there like a little turd.
First of all, it was supposed to start with you, and you immediately passed the mic.
I was like, no, I don't know. Because my first thought, they were like, what's something you can do better than him? My first thought was anything athletic.
But here's the thing. Caring was his like motto.
He was like, I just cared too much. Grow up.
It was hilarious. Because you had the mic. And the setup was perfect. I just wanted you to be like, literally, I can do anything.
Literally anything better than you.
Yeah, literally anything. And then just hand the mic but it was still in the first round, and so I respect why you didn't. Because though that would have been
the audience would have eaten it up. They were so invested.
They would have howled. But it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
It was about like surviving the first round. So I commend you for not saying that.
Thank you.
And passing the mic to buy yourself more time.
That's why I liked the other girls' responses, because it was just like, oh, this is something fun that I do well. Don't dive into this too much, okay?
You should have said a dance off.
No.
To be honest.
Honestly, I should have. I would have been like, I could beat your ass in a dance.
I wish I would have mouthed that to you.
I just always assume that everyone else is better at everything than me. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know what you're good at. Like, I don't know. I almost said baking, but I specifically hate when men know that I like to bake because then they're like, oh, you can bake.
It fits the stereotype, and he was already fascinated by it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just will never be the stereotypical wife. Like, that just won't be me. Love you, XOXO, would love to get married, but like, no.
You need a partner.
Yeah, a partner, and I'm also like, if I'm baking, then you're cooking, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean. Like, you need somebody who's gonna like share the brunt with you, like share the load, and like share the load, dude. Like,
or we can make enough money that we pay other people to do that.
amen.
Woo!
Truly.
Anyways, the dating show was super fun.
Wild to me that even happened.
I would love to do it again. They had talked about, they were like, yeah, maybe we'll do it again and make you like the main event. So I'd be like the girl with 3 guys.
I would be there in a heartbeat because you would ask great questions and your witty comebacks.
I literally asked him, they were like, girls, do you have any questions for the guy? And I was like, yeah, what are like some of your top values? He didn't know.
He listed traits. The host
was like, those were traits.
Yeah.
She was like, you just care too much.
No, she didn't say that. I said that.
That was you.
That was me. So I'm in the second row. And
yeah, I want your point of view.
Yeah, first of all, Javi looks like a smoke show.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I felt pretty cute.
That outfit, your vibes were high.
Wow,
like,
thank you.
I could tell.
I was wearing pink sneakers and I just felt like I could rule the world. So
and you did.
thank you. I was late getting on stage.
Yeah, you were, and it was amazing. It was main character.
The girls came in and like quaintly sat down, and I literally was running.
You like
to get onto the stage.
Fumbled onto the stage into your chair, and then security pops out and like starts talking to you, and you're so distracted. It was your turn to answer the question. You're like, I am so sorry. What's the question?
But also,
immediately, I could tell the audience was like, who's this B?
wow.
Who's this baddie?
I'm like, this baddie.
Who's this baddie?
Who's this baddie?
Sorry, guys. Sometimes I have a list. It's fine. She stutters. Anyway.
Over the last year, I gave the stutter. We'll talk about it later.
So this guy, she's right. He was a wet rag. During the interview, I was like, Javi, just run. And truthfully, I thought she had because she came onto the stage late. I was like,
she just ditched the whole show.
I was like, she's upstairs drinking a cocktail, minding her own business.
And honestly, wouldn't blame me.
This guy did not even memorize the questions he was given. Didn't read them.
Or
didn't
like write them down.
So yeah, anything. So immediately the host was like, "Hey, do you have any questions for the girls?" And he goes, "Oh no, was I supposed to remember those?" And she goes, the host goes, "Yep, ideally." And he goes, "Oh, let me pull them out." His most asked question was, "Are you jealous?"
Yeah, he was like, are you the jealous type? Because I just like really can't be with the jealous type.
Yeah.
And I literally said, well, is there reason for them to be jealous?
He didn't answer. He fully dodged. Well, eventually he answered, but it was very like, well, I can't help it if all my female coworkers flirt with me.
No, God.
And I was like, boundaries? Yes, you can.
Yeah, excuse me? Hello? I kind of wanted to knock on his forehead and be like, hello, are you in there?
Yeah. And then his second, like, most popular answer was, the host asked him, like, oh, what's your, like, red flag? And he goes, I just care too much. He said him caring a lot or caring too much was his answer for everything. So by the time Javi was like, what are, like, some values you have? And the host is, like, staring at him. She, like, listed, like, trustworthy, like, another one.
Like, honesty.
Yeah, honesty. And then there was a pause. And then I, like, from the second row go, you care too much.
And
caring.
Again, everyone laughed so
and
hard.
then the room just, like, the host, like, turned around and was like, oh my God.
Someone give this woman a microphone.
Yeah.
You would have been a great host.
Honestly, I would have. But, no, I would have. I would have.
You would be
I
a
would
great
have
host.
rightfully roasted him. Fairly. I wouldn't have gone too mean, but I would have been like,
I think she did a good job at that too.
She did. She really did. I could tell she was nervous at first. I was kind of nervous for you at first. That crowd is not our usual vibe.
Honestly, like even the girl who was like the vocalist, such a classy lady.
Oh.
I wanted to be her friend.
Okay, so like here's what I will say. Their selection of girl was like the three of you so different.
So different,
but like
the middle girl was like, I will F anything. Like she was like ready to go out with this dude. She was like, I'm here because she literally said, she goes, I'm here because my coworkers aren't effing me right now. And my jaw dropped. I was like,
that is what she said. I was sitting in the audience with two of her other friends, and when that girl said that, we all were like, we all clutched our pearls.
That's Trent's like phrase. Did he say that to you throughout the
No.
night? He literally always goes, my pearls are clutched.
Yes, like all three. Me and Trent were like.
It was wild. The whole audience was like, HR?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
All of us. It was a lot even for like some of those people in the crowd. They were like, oh.
Yeah. It was crazy. So anyway, so the girl that was actually chosen at the end of the night said no to the date.
Yeah, she was really kind. Proud of her. The way she said no. She was really kind, didn't say it into the microphone. It was like, hey, I'm so sorry, but no, I'm not interested. I do feel for the guy being that vulnerable on stage.
Well, and I think that's why I really didn't want to like publicly make fun of him, and so it was like, even if your personality's kind of trash, I don't think anyone deserves to get like annihilated in front of an audience.
The audience was annihilating him.
The audience was
like,
beating him up.
Like I said a couple funny things, they weren't at him, they were just callbacks. All I did were callbacks.
Yeah, to things he literally said.
To things he said.
Yep.
People in the back of the room, there were some like legitimate hecklers.
Yep.
And not the fun kind.
If there was like the little tool to whoop him off,
they would have whooped him off so fast.
I told them, if you find men I would actually be interested in,
firefighters,
then
I'm not wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't say no. I was like, if you find men that I would actually be interested in, who actually knows what like having a value is, then I'm totally down. So we'll see. I think what I realize is people tell me all the time that I have really high standards. People have told me that I need to lower my standards.
Never lower your standards.
First of all, no. I'd rather be single the rest of my life.
Yeah, no. Then don't.
It's hard when you're like, I actually want to accomplish a lot in my lifetime. Like, I'm not content with just like sitting in my room and smoking and like working a job that I hate. That's what a lot of people do. And part of me wants to say no shade, and the other half of me wants to shake them and be like, enjoy your life. Like, you only get one. Yeah. And a lot of the people in that room, I feel like, were people who work a job they don't like and just smoke to get through the day. And I'm like, that's just not me.
Obviously, it's not me either. Big reason I'm single is because I need somebody who's going to motivate me to pursue my dreams. I'm very motivated. I'm very goal-oriented. I'm a girl boss. Yeah. I'm gonna do, that's the most millennial thing I said in a long time.
She's a girl boss.
I'm gonna rule the world.
Yeah.
That world is mine. Gonna rule it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna apologize for it.
Yeah.
So you can either come with me and we can do it together, or I'm so sorry, you'll never trap me in a kitchen.
Same.
I want somebody to do it with. I don't want to just do it for somebody.
Especially as a Christian. A lot of Christian dudes are just looking for a homemaker. And it's hard
when submissive woman.
Don't even get me started. This is a bunny trail we can talk about another day.
I know that I would make a great wife, but the issue is I'm not the shy, meek Christian girlfriend. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it.
And friendships, like I want good like my inner circle are friends that like get in my face and challenge me and like tell me when I'm being a shitty person. I like that. Like, hey, you see things that I have blind spots on. Like, I want my friends to challenge me, and I offer the same thing, and they value that as well because there's mutual respect. Yeah. And that's what I want in a relationship. Like, I want it to be iron sharpening iron. It's not, it's not like one's quiet and the other one's leading. I'm like, no, this is a partnership, and we're both running towards the same goal. After the dating show.
Yeah, what did you do?
I was starving. So I didn't eat all day, so I literally hit 11 p.m. and I was like, I'm gonna start gnawing on my own fist if you don't get me food. So my friend and I went to this burger place that's like open 24 hours a day.
Love that place.
So good. We went and stood in line
It's
for
iconic.
45 minutes for the smallest piece of burger I've ever eaten in my entire
Yeah,
life. At that point, I was like, you win some, you lose some, I'm eating this whole thing.
Fair enough.
And then I ate tater tots and it was delicious. And then we went back to the venue to go to like, they were like bar hopping after the event. So I went to hang out with the co-workers.
See, she stutters.
Stuttered. And then basically my friend and I were there for like 5 minutes and we were the only ones that were sober and we were just like, we don't want to be here anymore. So we left. Classic. What about you?
Stayed for her main event. One of my friends that lived down the road, literally, was going to a bonfire. She texted me. I misunderstood. I thought the bonfire was at her house. It was not. It was my bad. I reread the text
You're like, I
message.
see the communication here now.
It's me. Usually if I respond, usually if there's a miscommunication in text messages, it's me. I have not been reading the fullness. Anyway, so she texts me, invites me to a bonfire with like some of her friends. It was like right after your event and I was like, sure, I'll go. So we're like grungy downtown arty scene. And I'm like dressed.
You're just in a cute outfit.
Yeah, like a very preppy-ish cute outfit. And I go to this bonfire. Everyone else was in like cut-off
They're just
shorts, oversized sweatshirt, cowgirl boots. All of them, I'm sure, were in some sort of sorority or fraternity in college. All of the guys there were accountants, engineers.
Very different vibe than where we just were.
The
exact
opposite, actually.
From like grungy KC to like pulled together.
So I was like vibing downtown, like being a downtown girly, reliving my city life because I'm from a bigger city. Immediately ripped out of that.
She's like, culture shock.
Yeah. It like took me a second to recalibrate at this bonfire. I was already hyped up because I like nailed that callback and had the whole room laughing.
The one callback in the room, she's like on cloud nine.
I'm on cloud nine.
She's like,
because
I am a comedian.
I'm a comedian. My timing was impeccable. You can't tell me otherwise. And so I'm like chatting it up with like all the guys. For whatever reason, it was me and my friend were in between like this semicircle of dudes. And then on the other side were like a couple of dudes. And then girlies. So
segregation.
They like gave me dirty looks.
Which is so stupid.
Which is so weird because I'm not like all my friends are dudes. I have a very 50-50-ish split.
Yeah.
Like I'm friends with both. I can get along with most anyone, at least on like a surface level. Have a combo, have a chit chat.
Yeah, you're social.
Move on. You know. I try to introduce myself with some people. I flash back like I was in youth group all over again.
That's disgusting. I would have left.
I couldn't. I didn't drive.
No, that's the worst.
I was stranded. I just sat there and I drank my beer and I chatted with the people who were around me and I chose to have a good time anyway.
Good.
And then they have a chalkboard wall in their house. Whoa. So I signed it and I told the guy that lives there, I said, when I'm famous, you're welcome.
Dude, I literally did that recently. I signed my signature somewhere and I said, one day you're going to pay for that. We're just manifesting our way there.
I am.
She's like, I'm not manifesting. It is my future.
It is my future. I fully believe that.
I used to practice my signature growing up so that one day when I had to sign autographs, it would look great.
I also used to practice my signature when I was younger.
I think we should jump into the hot seat segment.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be our last and final thing that we talk about today. XOXO, love you so much. Okay, so welcome to our new segment. It's called Hot Seat. It's where we ask rapid questions and you have to answer gutturally.
I'm terrified.
These ones are going to be pretty basic. We'll get more extreme the more in-depth of episodes.
Yeah, I can't wait to ask you. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. I feel like yours are going to be, mine are like very vanilla.
I've written 40 already, guys.
I got 11. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
First question. The most embarrassing moment of your youth?
I ripped my pants at a youth event from like front to back. Yeah.
Hi, Manuel, that's hilarious.
I was 14.
I'm sorry, that undid me. What's your favorite food?
Controversial. Lima beans or spinach. It's true.
Who the F are you? Mountains or ocean?
Ocean.
Go-to artist.
To listen to? Patsy Cline.
What is your most played song on repeat?
Right now it's a song called Click Boom by an Italian artist.
Classic. If you had to make money today in an immoral way, what would you do?
In an immoral way.
Values aside.
Would I get arrested?
No, because you'd get away with it.
Oh, truly. I would probably go scam a casino.
Have you ever been to jail?
No.
You had to think about that.
Yeah.
Have you been close?
No.
What's your favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Jamaica.
How long were you there?
14 days.
Whoa. Who were you in another life?
Royalty. My name is Catherine.
She's like, I was Catherine.
I was Catherine.
My name was Catherine the Third. If you could trade lives with a famous person, who would it be?
I want to see how Tina Fey or Amy Poehler live in a day.
Dude, either would be fabulous.
I want to know what a day in their life is like.
Last and final question.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your go-to kid show?
Rugrats was like peak my childhood. Or like Fairly Odd
I
Parents.
love Fairly Odd Parents. Okay, well that concludes your segment.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering open and honestly.
You're welcome.
We'll look through your answers and tell you if you were telling the truth or not.
I believe that you will tell me that.
My discernment radar will be like, dee, 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 dee,
I know.
dee, dee,
Guys,
dee,
I
dee.
can't actually look Havilah in the eyes too long. It freaks me
This
out.
is actually why I have to wear sunglasses, is
It's
because
the real
I'm too
reason.
powerful.
It's true.
It's not the migraine, it's my power.
Are you ready?
Yeah, on to
Your turn.
Hot seat.
Hobbies hot seat.
Hobbies hot seat.
Okay.
Hobbies.
You ready?
I've never been more ready.
Okay. What's a quirky habit you have that nobody really knows about? Tell them. You want me to pick a different one? I'm not going to.
I'm not ready to tell the world.
Okay. If you could be a pizza topping, what would you be?
Olives.
Aloe or Lulu?
That's the hardest thing anyone's ever asked me.
I know. I typed that and I said, she's going to probably murder me after the pod.
God, I'm a Lulu girl through and through.
What's your go-to hype song?
My go-to was
Just one of them.
Love on Top by Beyonce. That or anything from Les Mis.
No comment. Who was your first favorite music artist?
Josh Groban. I was obsessed with Josh Groban growing up. The most majestic voice ever.
Oh my gosh.
He was a ladies' man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You raise me up.
Okay. If you were banned from one food forever, what would you miss the least?
Melon. Any type of melon.
Melon or melon? What are you?
One and the same, right? Melon. Are they the same?
I don't know.
A melon? Is that how you say it?
A melon?
A melon?
Like a watermelon?
Yeah, well, watermelon I'd miss, but like, what's the cantaloupe? That's
There
what I'm
it is.
looking at.
Oh my god, I'm like,
I would not miss cantaloupe. I think it's disgusting. It also is ugly. I only eat aesthetic things.
If you were in a Miss America pageant, what would your talent be besides dancing?
I think I would.
Baton?
No.
Ribbon.
No. No. What's the lasso? I would.
You're a ribbon dancer.
No, I would bring a baby calf
Okay.
on stage, and I would
Rope 'em and
I
ride
would
'em.
rope them because the audience would be so shocked. It would be hilarious.
Do you believe in gatekeeping?
100%. If I meet a genuine girl's girl, I will tell them my secrets.
What's your secret guilty pleasure TV show?
This is you.
I love
and this
it.
is me for sure outing myself. It's Arrow.
What? I just
Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's so bad.
It is. It's horrible.
The acting is so cheesy. The plot line is so thin. It's literally just a hot blonde.
Just get my feet and relax. Arrow.
He's just doing pull-ups and throwing arrows, and I'm like, I love this show.
It's the cinematic masterpiece.
I literally was watching it last night,
Oh
just
my God.
giggling.
Yeah.
I love how cheesy it is. I
Oh my
live
gosh.
for cheesy. So I outed myself. My friends are going to be embarrassed, but they love me.
Last question. If you could have any animal as a pet, mythical or real, what do you pick?
Mythical? Well, debatable if this is mythical.
Okay.
Bring the dragons back. Are they hidden behind a wall somewhere?
Probably.
That was my For You page for a while, was that Antarctica is actually
where the dragons are?
Yes, being gatekept from the world. That's where the dragons are.
And only a select few people can pay tons of money
Tons
to
of
go
money to
ride
see the
dragons.
Yep. So mythical, if you believe that or not.
Okay.
I want a pet dragon. I want to ride a dragon immediately.
Okay.
Real? I was loaded with money.
Mm.
I would have a pet lion ASAP.
Oh.
I'd raise that guy. He'd be my bud.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I want a panther.
Do you remember that show, Zaboom?
Yes.
Or whatever. What is he called? What? He's like a type of sloth.
No, he's a lemur.
That's what I thought. For some reason, when you said that, I thought lemur.
Panther.
Yeah, panther.
A lemur
same
named
thing.
Panther.
He's really quick. Okay.
He loves fruit.
He loves fruit. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any final words, a piece of advice for our audience until our next episode? And what would you say this week on how to live a delusionally audacious life?
Say yes to at least 3 things that scare you. If it makes you uncomfortable, like within reason, say yes.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, kids. We have secrets.
We do have secrets.
That's why my hair's so big. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Love you, losers, kiddos, whatever you classify yourself as. Appreciate you, our 3 listeners.
Our 3. That's being generous.
My mom,
Even if
her mom. Should we say bye together?
Yeah.
Goodbye.